Welcome to this explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here with us today. You know, if you've ever found yourself wondering, how on earth do we practically break down those huge financial barriers to ministry training around the world? Well, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're taking a really deep dive into the Empowered 365 network, specifically looking at their global mission discount program. At its core, this whole initiative is all about equipping disciple makers globally. We want to make absolutely sure that money doesn't stop anyone from getting their hands on life-changing gospel resources.
Okay, let's look at our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the global mission vision. Then, the 3 global discount tiers. Next, how to verify eligibility, followed by qualifying products and integrity, and finally, fulfilling the Great Commission.
Let's jump right in. Section 1. The global mission vision, equipping the under-resourced. We really need to start with the spiritual why that drives this entire initiative. The big takeaway here is just how profoundly committed the Empower 365 network is to the global church. I mean, if you're a believer living in a disadvantaged region, maybe you have a lot less access to the gospel, or a strong Christian community, or quality discipleship resources. Well, this program was quite literally built for you. The goal is simple, but it is so incredibly powerful. The goal is to stand shoulder to shoulder with you, to empower you to complete the Great Commission right there in your community. We want to give you everything you need to reach people for Jesus.
And honestly, this just brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of the generosity we're talking about here. To put it into perspective, a standard monthly membership is $29. But for believers in the most economically disadvantaged regions, that price gets slashed all the way down to just $2.90 a month. That's right, $2.90. This isn't just some tiny token percentage off. It's a massive structural discount, designed from the ground up to make world-class training genuinely affordable.
All right, moving on to Section 2. 3 global discount tiers, based on World Bank data. Now, you might be wondering how these massive price drops are actually calculated. It's all based fairly on objective economic data from the World Bank. High-income economies don't qualify, but first up, we have the upper middle-income tier. These are nations where the gross national income, basically the average income per person, is between $4,495 and $13,935. So, if you live in countries like South Africa, Mexico, Colombia, or Malaysia, you qualify for a solid 25% discount across the board. You can instantly lock this in by using the coupon code Global Tier 3 discount. Next, we move down to the lower middle income tier. This one provides a massive 50% discount for believers living in countries with a GNI between $1,136 and $4,495. This covers a really vast portion of the globe, you guys. We're talking about nations like India, Kenya, the Philippines, Honduras, and Egypt. The program literally cuts the cost right in half for you, and you just use the coupon code Global Tier 2 discount. It's just so incredible to see this direct connection between global economic realities and access to ministry training. And finally, we have our low-income tier. This slashes prices by an unbelievable 90% for nations with a GNI of $1,135 or less, so places like Uganda, Afghanistan, and Madagascar. But what's wonderfully compassionate about this, actually one of my favorite parts of the program, is that the network includes special exceptions. For example, Ethiopia and Venezuela are currently unclassified because the data just isn't available. But Empowered 365 purposely includes both of these countries in this Tier 1 bracket anyway, just making sure those believers aren't left behind. If that's you, your code is Global Tier 1 discount.
Moving right along, Section 3, How to Verify Eligibility, a simple step-by-step process.
So how does this actually work in practice? The absolutely crucial point here is making sure this generous program isn't abused, right? We have to ensure the funds are actually going to the people who truly need them. So, Empowered 365 Network uses a really strict but super simple 3-step verification matrix. First, the country listed on your account profile has to match the tier. Second, the physical location of the credit card you use to make the purchase has to match. And third, your device's IP address right at the moment of checkout must also originate from that same qualifying country. It's a fully automated, secure check, and it perfectly protects the integrity of those donor funds.
Once you know you qualify, actually applying your discount is incredibly easy. There are 2 straightforward ways to do it. First, if you want a monthly or yearly membership, you just click the direct link provided right in your specific tiers section on the site. Click it, and boom, the discount is already baked into the price. On the other hand, if you're buying other digital products from the marketplace, you just copy your tiers coupon code and paste it right into the order summary sidebar during checkout. Super simple.
All right, Section 4, Qualifying Products and Integrity, Honoring the System.
Now, let's get crystal clear on exactly what these hard-earned discounts can be used for.
These coupons are highly versatile, but they do have specific boundaries you need to know about. They work beautifully for all online courses and Ministry Academy programs. Basically, if it's a digital course, you are completely covered. However, they will not work for ebooks, live workshops, or professional services. But wait, here's the absolute best part. As long as you continue to live in a qualifying country, there is literally zero limit on how many times you can use your discount. You can just keep learning, keep growing, and keep taking new courses as often as you want.
Now, because this entire program relies so heavily on the trust and incredible generosity of donors, there's a very strict integrity policy in place. I mean, as believers, pursuing Christian growth shouldn't ever involve fraud, right? If a user tries to game the system and uses a discount they don't actually qualify for, it results in the immediate closure of their account. They'll forfeit anything they've purchased, and there are absolutely no refunds. That being said, hey, grace is available. If you think you've just made an honest mistake and accidentally used the wrong coupon, don't panic. Just contact their support team immediately at +1 727 537 6727. That number is available toll-free internationally on WhatsApp, and they will totally help you sort it out.
And that brings us to Section 5, Fulfilling the Great Commission, our shared global impact.
So, why does all of this matter for everyone, even if you don't personally qualify for a discount? Well, because this is a shared ecosystem of support. If you live in a high-income economy, or actually, even if you live in a discounted tier but you're personally financially blessed enough to just pay the standard rate, your actions have profound meaning. Every single standard purchase you make and every donation you give directly subsidizes this global initiative. You are literally the engine making it possible to provide affordable ministry training to a pastor in Uganda, or maybe a youth leader in Honduras.
And that leaves us with a really provocative final question for you to reflect on today. How will you participate in the Great Commission today? Look, the world is a massive place, and this mission needs absolutely everyone's help. Will you take advantage of these incredibly generous tools to equip yourself for ministry in your own community? Or will you be the one to pay the standard rate or make a donation to financially empower another disciple maker somewhere else across the globe? Whichever side of the equation you find yourself on today, you can make a genuine, lasting difference. Visit empower365.com right now to join a membership, explore the courses, or make a donation. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and let's keep advancing the kingdom together.